Hey, welcome back. Happy Saturday. I'm Walt, and I'm here with today's free sports bets. All right. Today, we are entering day one of round one of the NBA playoffs. So, got to go with all NBA today. Got to. Might go all NBA tomorrow, too. All right. So, before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. You know, the more you subscribe, the bigger reach the channel has. And if you have already subscribed, please click the thumbs up button. All right. Now, let's get into it. Today, we're going to have 4 NBA bets. And our first bet will be for game one. Bucks team total over 115.5 points. This season versus the Heat, the Bucks have averaged 124.5 points. And during the only home game that they played against the Heat, they scored 122. Bucks are number one in scoring in the league, and they average 120 at home. The Bucks role players always play better at home, and after the loss they took in the playoffs by the Heat last year, the new additions to the team this year, I like them to score over 115.5 points in game one. All right. Moving on to the Boston Celtics versus the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to take Jayson Tatum over 30.5 points. All right. Tatum, last game he was on the floor, the playing tournament, the man scored 50. And Tatum numbers this year versus the Nets, 38, 31, and 20. With a field goal percentage of 51.9, 59.1, and 40.9 respectively. Tatum will need to be an offensive juggernaut for the Celtics to be contenders, and game one will be imperative that he gets off to a great start offensively. All right. This series, Tatum will have to score a lot, and I would not be surprised to see his field goal attempts go up more than they normally are in a regular season. So for game one, I definitely like him over 30.5 points. Kevin Durant. In this same game, I'm looking at him to go over 25.5. The one game that Durant played against the Celtics this year, he scored 29 points, and he had a field goal percentage of 56.3. Durant should get most or second to the most shot attempts in this game and should have more than enough opportunity to score over 25.5 points. Plus, in 19 games in his career versus the Celtics, Durant has averaged 25.8 points with a field goal percentage of 47.1. So I definitely like him to get closer to 30 points, maybe 28, maybe even over 30. But I'm locking in Durant over 25.5. All right. And our final bet of the game, we're going to go with whom many expect to be the MVP. And no argument with me there. Nikola Jokic over 29.5 points. This season, the Joker has scored 21, 25, and 41 against the Blazers. Now, only one game he actually went over 29.5, and that was game one he played against the Blazers. The third game, he only played 17 minutes, which was the last game of the regular season. And to me, with the injury of Will Barton and Murray out for the rest of the year, Jokic will get more shots, especially this being the playoffs. Plus, what I like the most about his numbers against the Blazers is this year, in the games he played, his field goal percentages were 52.9, 50, and 53.1, which is great, right? I mean, you know, when you look at the NBA, if you're shooting 45%, maybe even 43%, they look at that as great. So anybody that's shooting over 50%, especially against a specific team, you know, I'm locking in at least 30, 35 points. All right. And another important stat that I like is that, you know, he had 14 free throws in the 3 games. Right. And, you know, you'll say, OK, well, that's not that many free throws. But what's very important about that is he's made 13 of the 14 free throws. So he's not just letting points sit at the free throw line. So I definitely like him over 29.5 in this home first game playoff. All right. So thank you for watching. Good luck. Happy betting. And most importantly, and above all, never bet more than you can afford to lose.